What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to discuss the film that we never thought we'd see happen, 2017 Spider-Man Homecoming, and the official first Spider-Man movie within the MCU, starring Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, Jon Favreau, Zendaya, Donald Glover, Jacob Batalon, Laura Harrier, Bokeem Woodbine, Marissa Tomei, Robert Downey Jr., and Gwyneth Paltrow. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. Like I said during the introduction, we're here today to discuss Spider-Man Homecoming, something that us Marvel fans never thought we would see, an official MCU Spider-Man movie. We kind of thought that maybe the deal between Sony and Marvel Studios was only for crossover films, but no, Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm still excited about this, even though it's been 4 years and we've seen Spidey show up in Infinity War, Endgame, and Far From Home. Let's get right into it here, though, shall we? Our movie opens just following the Battle of New York, as Adrian Toomes and his salvage company are contracted to clean up the city. However, their operation is taken over by the Department of Damage Control, or the DODC, which is a partnership between Tony Stark and the United States government. Toomes is enraged at being driven out of business, so he persuades his employees to keep the Chitauri technology that they have already salvaged and use it to create and sell advanced weaponry, which includes a flying vulture suit, which Toomes uses to steal Chitauri power cells. We then flash ahead 8 years, back to the present day, and Peter Parker is drafted into the Avengers by Tony Stark in order to help with an international dispute in Berlin, the fight scene from Captain America Civil War. We kind of get Peter's view of everything that's going on. He's making a little diary, a journal. Afterwards, Peter resumes his studies at the Midtown School of Science and Technology, when Stark tells him that he's not quite yet ready to become an Avenger. Peter quits his school's academic decathlon team in order to spend more time focusing on his crime-fighting activities as Spider-Man. His best friend Ned eventually discovers Peter's secret identity, and Spider-Man comes across Toomes' associates, Jackson Bryce, the Shocker, and Herman Schultz, selling weapons to local criminal Aaron Davis, the uncle of one Miles Morales. Yet another Spider-Man. Peter is able to save Davis before being caught by Toomes in the vulture suit and dropped into a nearby lake, nearly drowning after becoming tangled in a parachute which is built into his Spider-Man suit. Peter is rescued by Stark, who is monitoring the Spider-Man suit that he gave to Parker and warns him against further involvement with the criminals. Toomes accidentally kills Bryce with one of their weapons and ends up giving Schultz the Shocker moniker. Parker and Ned study a weapon that Bryce left behind and remove its power core. When a tracking device on Schultz leads to Maryland, Peter rejoins the decathlon team and accompanies them to Washington, D.C. for their national tournament. Ned and Peter work to disable the tracker that Stark had implanted in the Spider-Man suit, and they unlock its advanced features. Peter tries to stop Toomes from stealing weapons from a DODC truck, but ends up trapped inside, which causes him to miss the decathlon tournament. When he discovers that the power core is an unstable Chitauri grenade, he races to the Washington Monument, where the core explodes and traps Ned and the decathlon team inside of an elevator. Spider-Man saves the team, which includes his crush, Liz. A few days later in New York City, aboard the Staten Island ferry, Parker captures Toomes' new buyer, Mac Gargan. But Toomes is able to escape, and a malfunctioning weapon tears the ferry in half. Iron Man helps Spider-Man save the passengers, and Tony confiscates his suit as punishment for his recklessness. When Peter returns to his high school life, he asks Liz to go with him to the homecoming dance. On the evening of the homecoming dance, he discovers that Toomes, the Vulture, is Liz's father. Toomes is also able to deduce Parker's secret identity and issues a threat to him. Peter realizes that Toomes is planning to hijack a DODC plane that is transporting weapons from the Avengers Tower to the new team compound. So he leaves the dance, puts on his original homemade Spider-Man suit, and races to Toomes' lair. Peter is ambushed outside by Schultz, but he is able to defeat him with assistance from Ned. Inside the lair, Toomes attacks Peter, destroying the columns of the building and leaving Peter crushed under the rubble to die. Peter is able to escape and intercept the plane, steering it to crash on a beach near Coney Island. Peter and Toomes continue their battle, which ends with Peter saving Toomes' life after the damaged Vulture suit explodes. Spider-Man leaves Toomes for the police along with the plane's cargo. After her father's arrest, Liz moves away. Peter declines an invitation to join the Avengers full-time, opting to remain a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And Tony finally proposes to Pepper Potts. Tony also returns the Spider-Man suit to Peter, who puts it on just as his Aunt May walks in. In our mid-credits scene, an incarcerated Mac Gargan approaches Toomes in prison, stating that he's heard that Toomes knows Spider-Man's true identity, which Toomes denies. You know, Spider-Man is by and far probably the most recognizable superhero in the Marvel Comics lore. He was a big personal favorite of Stan Lee's. And, you know, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans really helped kick the Marvel films in the early 2000s into overdrive. You know, we had Blade, which was successful. We had the first X-Men film, which was successful. But it really wasn't until Spider-Man that things kicked into overdrive for Marvel Studios. And like I said in the beginning, this was something we never thought would happen. Sony Pictures had kept such a tight grip over the Spider-Man property. But here it was. I think The Andrew Garfield movies, and especially the second one, really made Sony think about how can we do Spider-Man again and bring it back to the prominence that it had with the first two Tobey Maguire films. And I think that's how the deal ended up being negotiated between Sony and Marvel Studios. But whatever it was, thank you, Sony, for allowing Spider-Man, Peter Parker, to cross over. Such a great movie. I like that they went with the Vulture instead of rehashing a villain that had already been done, like Green Goblin or Doc Ock or something along those lines. We already have Venom now as a standalone, so we didn't need to bring him in this. But I really liked the look of the Vulture, and I love the fact that they got Michael Keaton to do it. Michael Keaton had pretty much been absent from the superhero genre since Batman Returns. So for him to come back and play the villain, and because of how well received he was in it, he's putting the cowl back on for the Flash movie. This film has brought so many cool things. The Easter egg planted for Miles Morales, in Aaron Davis being in here. We had two Shockers. We had Vulture. So good. When it comes to my ranking of Spider-Man Homecoming, I'm going to have to give it 5 stars. I was trying to think of a reason to give it 4.5, but I couldn't come up with one. And if I can't come up with a reason to take that half star off, I've got to go with 5. You know, the only casting in this film that I don't care for is Zendaya. But I have yet to see Far From Home, believe it or not. So when I watch it to review it, it'll be my first time seeing it. Hopefully she'll change my mind about her in that film. If not, I'll definitely have to get into that then. But 5 stars out of 5. What do you guys think about Spider-Man Homecoming? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand, leave your thoughts and comments down there. Whichever, when you get there on the social media, try to get those hashtags trending for me. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network. All the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Stat Boys Sports Bar, hashtag Statboy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official shirts of the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, so much more. It's summertime. Go to the Teespring store, get you a tank top. You can choose from the Renegade J.J. Williams or Meechamania. Either one is the perfect accessory for those beach bonfires, pool parties, barbecues, wear during those hot summer days and those hotter summer nights. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you to do. Do you enjoy my content? Do you enjoy my daily videos? Go to that PayPal link, send me a few buck donation. Keep in mind, I'm not monetized, so the only way I'm going to make any money right now is if you out there go to the link that scrolls along the bottom of the screen and send me a few bucks. You don't want to send money? That's cool. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls along the bottom of the screen there. Click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list. Order a film. When it comes and arrives in the mail, I'll open it on Renegade Recap, give you a thank you and a shout out there. And then once I work it in to one of my theme months and I can sit down, watch it, review it, I'll give you guys another shout out. And I'll show you all the same amount of love that you guys show me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews when we discuss the next film in the MCU, Doctor Strange. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel when I cover Doctor Strange and we learn of Stephen Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in watching the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. All my loyal fans and viewers out there, tune in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tune in and support me every single day. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.